Today we are doing a meathead style workout, right? We're gonna get some hypertrophy, we're gonna build some muscle for Brian. There's a twist though. The stuff that we're doing, we want to be functional, because one of the best things you can do, especially with somebody like Brian, who is a former athlete but has been spending a ton of time just constantly running, if I just get him stronger, I know he will build muscle. So we're gonna do some functional lifts with a hypertrophy emphasis, but also with an emphasis that's gonna make him better at running at the same time. We're gonna walk, we're gonna side lunge, I'm gonna step in line, I'm gonna have knee in line with hip. I don't want that. I want right over top, I want my hips back, push that hip back. I want us to get really used to that position of hinging and step into it. And step back again, push that ass back, that knee stays back for me. Yep. I don't want you to take quite as big of a step, just a little bit smaller. And push that ass back. Beautiful. You should feel hamstring in that middle of that thigh where you're tight. That's what I want, that hip. And keep that chest up.
Why is my chest going down?
Because you're trying to find mobility through your spine, right? That's through your hip. Push your ass back, chest stays here. That's what I want, right? He's tight there. We want to strengthen the adductor because it's going to protect the groin. Yes, we're doing primarily hypertrophy. Yes, we're doing primarily an upper body, but I only have so much time with this guy a week and I want to open up those adductors. So it's a nice way to warm up, right? Just raise his core temperature. That's one of the main reasons you warm up, is just to elevate core temperature. So we might as well include this in here. It's a nice stretch before we begin the session. Now I'm gonna have him come to an inchworm. He's gonna push his butt back. He's gonna hinge back. He's gonna walk his hands down while keeping his legs as straight as possible. Yep, get right to that plank position, push-ups. He's got great form with these. I really don't need to correct it. Normally I might change it a little bit and do bilateral because I see people tilt a lot. He doesn't. He stays really upright while doing them. So if something's not broke, I'm not gonna try to fix it. He does a great job with the exercise. I just leave him alone. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna do a unilateral glute bridge. You're gonna sit in front of this bench on the ground. So sit right in front of it. Great. Curl your knees right into yourself. Great. Yep, wherever it's comfortable. They don't have to be super tight. You're gonna put this right on here. You're gonna push your hips up in the air. Yep, push your hips in the air. Just your head and your upper back will be supported on the bench. Great, move your feet apart. Good, and press. And I want these up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. This is an anti-rotation. He has to balance himself. His core has to fire a lot. His glutes have to work. This is a brutal exercise. Drive through. So when he's doing this, he's driving his elbows through. He doesn't want them to hike up. He wants to keep it down, and he wants to keep those shoulder blades squeezed together at the end. He's gonna protract, he's gonna reach, he's gonna come around, and he's gonna squeeze his shoulder blades together. He's gonna protract, reach, squeeze his shoulder blades around. Again, we're talking about doing bodybuilding stuff, but we're also talking about doing some functional stuff. He can recover very quickly because he's in great cardio shape. That burning sensation you get in your muscles, that's lactic acid, right? Your body oxidates that. That's a fancy word for you breathe it out, okay? So the better cardio shape you are in, the better you will recover from your sets. So for all you guys who like to just strictly weight train, listen, there's a benefit to doing cardio. It's gonna help you recover better, okay? Somebody like him who's in phenomenal shape, he's gonna recover very quickly. Come to a plank position, feet together, push-ups. Keep your ass higher. Look, when you do a push-up. When you do a push-up, you want your glutes to slightly be elevated higher than they would be in a plank. Why? Because you want to present the chest first. That way his hips or his pelvis are not hitting the ground first, but his pecs have the ability to stretch. Good, keep going. Guys, RPE, basically rate of perceived exertion. It's a term that was used in the scientific community. You're starting to see it sap into the industry. When you're doing exercises, you should think about things being like a 7 out of 10, an 8 out of a 10, a 9 out of 10. If something's easy, it's not a working set. It's what we classify, what we talked about earlier. It's a warm-up. Sets should be difficult. You should be not able to talk to your friends. You should not be able to focus on anything else besides what you're doing, or it's not gonna have a lot of benefit to hypertrophy, especially if you've been training for a while. Hips and abduction, right? Forces the core to have to engage.
These?
Yep. You can turn it as you come up, I don't care. Why are we doing this? We're putting his hips in abduction, right? We're gonna force his core to engage. All the way up. Good, all the way down. Keep those knees up. All the way down. All the way down. It's a significant difference, guys. His core has to engage.
People probably sway and pull.
That's what you can't do. That's why we actually do it. He can't sway. His abs are forced to be braced the entire time because his hips are abduction. Forces him to have to utilize his upper body. He can't use momentum. Basically, that is the opposite of kipping. Up, long, up, long, up. Beautiful. Super coachable. I want his bicep to be strengthened through the entire range of motion. That's how people pull biceps all the time, because when people curl, they curl like this, right? When people do pull-ups, they do pull-ups like this. They don't go all the way through. I want his bicep strong the entire through range of motion. Good, feet in. Bring apart, that's it. I like to do chest somewhere between about 9 to 10, 8 to 10 sets for a workout. That's about it. And if I'm really trying to grow the chest, we do that twice a week. In general, I don't want people going to failure. We got into maybe like one ego rep there unintentionally, but that's it. But he's toast. So we got 8 hard sets of chest in. Guys, this is a serious athlete. He did 8 sets of chest. If you can do 12, 14 sets of a muscle group, you're just not training hard enough. It's not impressive. You didn't work hard enough in each of those sets.